I got broad shoulders. I can deal with it. All right, there's that. Excuse me. All right, so looking at the quotas made me think of a good question for later.
No
All right,
problem.
here you go.
Are you looking for comprehensive solutions for your performance and automotive needs? Straight Line Performance and Automotive is a full-service auto repair shop specializing in race car fabrication, electrical design, chassis setup and alignment. Located in Hamden, Connecticut, they also specialize in aftermarket high performance and chassis upgrades. Be sure to look them up on Facebook at www.facebook.com/straightline, STR8LINE, performance, ampersand automotive, or give them a call at 203-415-5316. Welcome, racers and fans, to the Racers News Network Live, presented by Straight Line Performance and Automotive, and your hosts, Chris and Pete, bring you the latest news and interviews in the world of sportsman drag racing, including bracket racing, association races, outlaw, and no-time events. We are live every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take it away, boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
That's right. Stop what you're doing and listen. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Racers News Network Live. How's everybody doing? The weather is turning great. Things are blooming. Pete's head isn't so shiny. We're having fun. What's going on, my good friend Pete Senka?
How are you, my friend?
Outstanding, sir. Thank you so much for asking.
I'm not trying to be rude by looking down, but I'm trying to get off the screen so I could share. Oh, I think I just figured it out. That's why you're in charge of the electronics, pal.
So we are live every Monday night at 7 o'clock, and very proud, honored, and thrilled to have the young lady directly below Pete and myself, at least on my screen anyways, joining us tonight. We did forewarn her that Sirius and Racers News Network Live are just a bunch of words that do not belong together. So with that being said, please welcome Tori Iacono.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So how are you doing this wonderful evening?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We are happy people. Happy, happy, happy. Pete's got the internet.
I was just going to say that. My internet's working, my phone's working, life is
probably
good.
shouldn't have said that. So, Tori, what's a good word?
You know, just starting racing, so that's always good. But same old. Other than that,
No, we'll dive into this a little bit more later. But you've got a really pretty busy season coming up.
yeah, there's a lot of races on our schedule this year, which is a good thing. But really busy and have to keep up with all that.
Yeah, it's tough being a racing superstar and a working class hero, right?
Yeah, it's definitely hard to try and keep my work and racing life separate. But actually, I just quit my job for the summer. I've been working for 4 years at a place, and I just decided that with the way we're racing this year, I'm not going to be able to work the way I normally do, which is my 12-hour shifts during the week. So I just quit my job, and now I'm gonna race this summer and enjoy my summer.
You're inspiring me. I think I'm going to do the same thing.
I think everybody should do it personally. But
Can I live in your trailer?
yeah, I mean, that's why I'm doing it, because I live at home rent free right now. So it's a perfect time. I don't have any bills and just enjoy one last summer before, eventually I get out of college and my real life starts.
Most adults would tell you, make sure you have a job, be responsible. I'm not most adults. I've always been from the theory of as long as you aren't pissing off your parents, do it while you can because you got the rest of your life to be an adult.
Yep. And my parents are thankfully fully on board, especially because they get really annoyed when they're trying to leave for a race. And I'm like, oh, I worked till 6 that
You're
day. You have to
working.
wait for me. So they're definitely on board with that aspect of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like Pete said, this whole adult responsibility thing is way overrated.
Yeah, I know. I'm not looking forward to that part of life. I mean, I guess I could just live with my parents forever and race with them if they'd let me. Or maybe Taylor and Vincent would make a room for me. I could sleep on the floor next to their new baby. I mean,
Free, hey,
Coming up next week, we're going to have the Iacona parents.
your thoughts on my plans?
You have yourself a live-in nanny situation. Hey,
Yep.
I'll teach them kindergarten, first grade.
I got this.
Absolutely. So you're a new guest to our show. Obviously, we've spoken to your sister on numerous occasions and harassed her and harangued her many times. We're not going to do that to you yet. We want to make sure you at least like us first. So tell the people about Tori Iacono. How long have you been racing? Obviously, you come from a very large family of racers. How old were you when you got started, and what was the first thing that really caught your eye?
So I've been racing for 12 years now, or no, 11 actually, because not surprisingly, actually, I was always the crazy sister. Taylor was always the calm, mellow, good kid, and I was always the crazy one, like running around. So my parents didn't trust me at 8 to start racing a junior. They made me wait a whole nother year to make me more mature. So I've only been racing for 11 years. But I started in a junior dragster, and like you said, I have a long generations of drag racers. Both of my grandparents race. My dad raced. My mom and dad met at the racetrack. My mom has 4 sisters who all married racers: Sean Frick, Lee Ream, and Ron Richards. They all have kids who are either currently building race cars or just about to be getting into them. So it's definitely very family oriented. And my one grandfather still races to this day.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now you started out in juniors, just like pretty much everybody in your age group seems to have.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think starting out in the junior versus like the junior street program that's out there now made you a better racer?
So honestly, the junior street program I think is awesome because, in a junior, you are learning how to race, but you're by yourself essentially. Like when you're in the car, you're making your own decisions, which for some people is definitely really good. But for me, I'm surrounded by amazing bracket racers, NHRA racer. I mean, my family's really, I'm blessed to have them, but I've got the chance to ride with like Sean in my super street car, my dad. Jackie's not that good because she just yells, but I mean, her thoughts are good, but her whole plan, she just yells things at you. And when you're going down the track, that doesn't really work. But I think the junior street program does help kids to be able to actually learn how to like drive a car and learn the finish line and all that. Cause I definitely learned a lot from having Sean and my dad next to me telling me what to do and being able to like see it on the track and then do it at the same time. But yeah, juniors definitely helps. I mean, the whole racing aspect, you're learning everything before you get to a big car, which is good.
Fair enough. Go ahead, Pete. You got that smile on your face like you got something to say.
So when I hear how you're surrounded by people, the only thing I could think of is that video where
One of Taylor?
I think I wasn't sure if it was you or Taylor, but your aunt was screaming.
Yeah, that was actually Beaver Springs used to have a TCR race, and it was Taylor was driving, Jackie was in the passenger seat, and Christina DeBartolomeo was in the back. It was her Jeep, and they were just yelling at Taylor.
Yeah.
Like they were like, break, go.
Break.
That's how Jackie's mind goes. And like trying to race with that is not helpful.
That's as soon as you said how you're surrounded by people and someone could be in the car. That's the only thing that popped into my head.
Yes, and that is a literal representation of Jackie trying to teach something, just yelling, and that's how her brain works.
Well, it was pretty clear what she wanted everybody to do. So
Yeah.
maybe I should see if I could put a seat in the passenger side of my Vega. I could probably use it.
Actually, that's funny you say that because when I got my license at ACO in the
Yep.
truck, Sean rode in the car with me.
Did he
And-
really?
Yeah, he did it at New Media with Taylor. And when we went to ACO, he was like, "Oh, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this, but I'm going to ask." And they were like, "As long as you buckle up and put a helmet on, like, we don't care. You're just as safe." And he did. And that was really cool to learn, like, the burnout procedure. He was next to me. He was telling me when to shift. It was really
Right.
helpful. And then going down the track, just having that person, like, when you're unaware of everything going on, it was really cool to be able to have that.
Yeah. It
So I feel
probably
like-
makes it so that you don't have to worry about anything else. All you have to do is look down the track and go.
Yeah.
You're not worried about temperature or oil pressure or anything like that. It just puts your brain at ease.
Yep. And I actually I used to be really, really bad at burnouts and I would never hit the gas hard enough. So Sean would actually like push my knee to the floor. And like it was helpful because I was learning like what was too much, what was too little. But having him, it was cool to be able to like, and we got to share that experience of getting my license together.
That's what they make rev limiters for. Put it to the floor. Oh, that's great. All right. So I'm sure we're going to bombard you with questions. But while I was thinking about what I was going to ask you, one thing came to mind. Money is no object. You've already quit your job, so you don't have to worry about that. What is Tori's dream car to race?
So I used to think that it was Top Dragster.
Okay.
Now I'm not really sure. I don't want to go fast. I mean, I like going fast, but 180 is my max. I would never do what Jackie does. I would never go top fuel racing or anything. But if money was no object, I think I'd want to try Pro Stock.
Okay.
But I don't know
Alright.
if I'd like it, so I'd have to try it first. And if
All
not,
right,
then
so-
Top Dragster.
So let's narrow it down a little bit. In the sportsman ranks,
Okay.
top sportsman and down, does your dream car have doors or no doors?
No doors.
No doors. So you're either in a roadster or a dragster. I'm assuming a dragster, right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yes.
So
that'll keep
either
you
a
good
top
friends.
dragster under 180 or super comp.
I think if I got in the Top Dragster, maybe I need a few more years going in the Super Comp car, but I like the Super Comp car, but I'm just not 100% comfortable. I'm comfortable going down the track, but I'm not comfortable fully driving the car yet. So I think I need some more hits in that and then I'll probably be good. But I only got to race the dragster at 3 races last year. So it was kind of like, here's this dragster, have fun. And then, okay, it's the end of the season. We're done.
So your sister said she's happy that that's what you would pick. That means she'll get her truck back.
That's a funny joke actually, because she's not getting the truck back. I already
Uh-oh.
told her that.
Gonna have to build another truck.
Yes, we have this conversation all the time, and I tell her she's not allowed to. She needs to keep having more babies so I can keep racing the truck.
All right. All right.
That's my plan.
Well, when we all get together, we'll have to give Vincent a little pep talk and tell him, he's got to keep the ball rolling here.
Yep.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
Taylor said you can't have both.
Yeah, that's why Dad's going to be in the dragster, and I'm just going to race it occasionally.
There you go. There you
I'll
go.
share.
I can't
right.
lie though, Tori. I do like that super gas idea for you. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
You know why he likes the super gas idea? Because he doesn't want another one in Super Street.
I was going to say so I'm out of
that
Super
side.
Street.
Yes. Yeah, I wasn't giving you racing advice. It was purely for my own interest there.
Purely selfish interest right there.
That's right.
That's the one thing we could go through this whole conversation talking to Taylor, and the only thing that he will say is, "I'm so glad you're not in my class."
Beat it.
I'm so glad you're gonna take a year off.
I'll make sure I bring buckets up to the water box for you to burn out, whatever it takes, as long as I don't have to compete against you.
Well, thank you.
So,
Right.
two things that we always touch on. First thing would be, well, it could be in whatever order you want, sponsors and schedule.
So, I guess I'll say my sponsors first. So, my sister and I both have been lucky enough to have Josh Hart and Brittany Hart from Bernie's and Fearless Racing on board for, oh God, I don't even know. It feels like forever. They've helped us a lot from the start of both of us racing. Josh sponsored me in juniors, in the truck, or in the Super Comp car last year, and in the truck this year. This year we also got Wright Trailers, which is pretty cool. And some little sponsors, well, not little, I didn't mean that. Some other sponsors like NGK, NTK, C2 Competition Converters, Accelerated Travel, Hoosier, VP Race Fuels, all stuff like that, just that help us, you know, get to where we need to be. And I think that's it for sponsors. I don't think I missed anyone.
That Accelerated Travel place, I've heard of that once or twice.
Yeah, you know, they kind of do some cool vacations.
Good
Um,
stuff.
Yeah, you know, Jackie, she helps. Well, I don't need hotels when I'm racing, but when I go racing with her, she gets me a hotel. So that's helpful. And my schedule this year, so far we have, I think, 6 national events I'm going to be doing, mixed in the truck and the dragster. My dad will be doing whatever I'm racing. If I'm in the Super Comp car at a national and there's Super Street, we would just switch. So, and then all the divisionals, I'll be in the truck this year. So I'm doing all of the Division 1 divisionals, and for nationals, we're still undecided because we have to go where majority goes. So Vincent and Sean have to weigh in on that one before we make our final call. But I think there's 6 we're going to.
Well, I hope to God we're going to see you up at Epping.
Yes, I'll be there definitely. Maple Grove definitely. Just ones like Norwalk and stuff, we're all undecided because that couple weeks of racing, I think there's like 4 or 5 weeks back to back to back. So if my dad can get off from work, which he works for himself, so he should be able to, but if he can get off from work, hopefully we'll be at all of the divisionals and nationals in that span.
I got to tell you, in all the years that I've been racing, I've never seen a schedule as ambitious as it is this year. It seems like every weekend there's a race.
Yeah.
It's a pretty busy year.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's good. We need more races, and we're losing tracks now left and right. So the more races we can get, I mean, even ACO, we had that back-to-back weekend. That was crazy. You know, it was like race Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, go to work for 3 days, and everyone went back to the track. Like,
yep.
It was just crazy.
For the people that weren't there, what was the atmosphere like? Was it like people ready to get back to racing? And I know the weather wasn't great. Was it a little on the chilly, windy side?
Yeah, it was. Every day was different. It was warm some days, it was cold some days. The Open, I don't think was as, I expected like everyone to be there for the Open because it was the first race, no one had been out, but honestly there weren't that many cars. So that was kind of just like a blah environment. But I mean, the divisional weekend, it was my birthday weekend, and I think everyone was happy. At least I was. But it was nice to just be back at the track and, you know, see everybody. And it was fun for me because I got to walk around the Super Street pits, and everyone was like, hey, it's not Taylor. And I was like, yep, it's me now. And we got to joke with Keith because now he can't tell Taylor and I apart. So he actually doesn't know who's who. So he just smiles at us, and I think that's hilarious. But it was good. It was good to be back. It was good to see everyone. And for the most part, I mean, I think everybody was happy to just be there and be racing again.
Good stuff. I like it. So you guys consider your home track Maple Grove, correct?
No, so my home track is actually ACO. We live 4 minutes away from ACO.
Oh, okay. All
but
right.
our next track would technically be Maple Grove. My mom and her sisters all grew up racing at Maple Grove, but
Okay, yeah, I knew there was a pretty heavy Maple Grove connection there.
yeah. So technically that's my mom's sister Barb and them, they live 4 minutes from Maple Grove. So we like to keep our tracks close to our houses,
Yes,
but
without a doubt.
ACO is my home track.
Awesome. How does the family feel about the news of the Koretsky clan buying Maple Grove? They got to be overjoyed about it.
Yeah, I think everyone's pretty happy. They're a good family, and I think they'll do a lot of good things for the racetrack and the racers. So I heard already from the weekends they were open that they were doing an awesome job and everything was going smoothly. So I'm sure they'll take that and make it 10 times better.
Nice. I was actually going to skip that race. I have a family member that's getting married,
Mhm.
and because I wasn't able to get out yet, and then when I heard the news of that kind of just like pushed me over the edge that I really wanted to go. So
Yeah.
that's going to be my first divisional, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to going there.
Yeah. I think Jackie was there the first weekend. I think they were open, like for them owning the track, and she had nothing but good things to say. And they're an awesome family, so I'm sure they'll do great.
Nice. I'm going to help you out with your sponsors.
Okay.
You forgot one.
Oh God.
And the only reason why I know you forgot it is because you were talking very good about him right before we went live.
What was it?
Right Trailers.
Oh, I thought I said that.
You might have. Maybe you did, and I missed it.
I was gonna say I thought I was good, but yes, they are. And I'll touch back on that really quick just in case I didn't, because they're another awesome company. They're out there sponsoring a lot of sportsman racers right now, and I think giving back to the racing community, which is awesome in my opinion.
Yeah.
And everyone should go check them out. They have some pretty nice stuff.
That's one of the reasons. And actually, Taylor's correcting me. She said that you did mention it.
Oh, I was gonna say I really had those in my head.
Right. So I'm the idiot. But one of the reasons why I wanted to ask you about him is because I know last year we had a Right Trailer stickers that we were putting on our car.
Yeah.
Could you explain what that program is and what it's all about?
So the Right on the Numbers sticker, I don't know how much money they put up, but is it per class? Do you know? I'm not sure if it's per class or just the whole race, but they put up money. And if you go dead on with a 0, 000, dead on with a 0, you get the money. And if there's multiple people, if everyone has the stickers, the money gets split up. And I didn't really know much about it until Vincent actually at, I don't know what race it was. I actually can't say. Vincent won. He had it might've been Epping National last year. He had it and it was pretty cool. They pay you and, all you have to do is have the sticker on the car, but he's really giving back to sportsman racers, which I think is awesome.
Gotcha. Yeah, absolutely. I'm being told that they have a new sticker for this year.
Oh, they do.
So that anyone that wants to be on board with the program, make sure you get the new updated sticker.
Yeah.
And it's not reaction time based. It's just dead on with a 0 in
Perfect.
competition.
Perfect. Even
So
better.
we're all learning.
Yep.
I like it. And I apologize for saying that you skipped them because clearly you didn't.
No problem. I love to go back and talk more about them anyway.
Good stuff. So tell us about a schedule. What places are you going? What are you doing?
So I've already been to ACO and Charlotte this year. This weekend we're going to Virginia. And then after that, I think there's a few regionals. I'm not really sure the exact schedule.
Yep.
But we'll be at all of those. I think it's Cecil after that, Cecil County. We'll be at all those. And yeah, pretty much just following the family where everyone wants to go. We're really big on we wouldn't go to a national event if Sean or Vincent or my Aunt Barb and Uncle Lee weren't going. We do this obviously we do it for the racing aspect, but we're really big on family and spending time. That's our home away from home. And we enjoy going to races where everyone's going to be at. So that's kind of how I feel like we base some of our schedule.
Yep.
So yeah, there will be a few more nationals, just not sure. Definitely Columbus, because that's an awesome race. The sports nationals out there. I know we're definitely going there. But other than that, really know everything set in stone.
Okay.
Taylor knows more about that. She's more my my schedule girl.
You guys are going to Lebanon Valley because I believe that either you or your sister or both are going to be part of the junior dragster show that we're going to do.
Yeah. Yep, we'll be
Excellent.
there. That's Jackie's team owner's John Fink's home track. So we like going out there for his whole family, and work comes out and we're close with all of them. So we like that race too.
I believe Jackie was testing there this weekend, wasn't she?
Yep, they test there a lot actually. They really like that track. Her team owner John Fink lives 25-30 minutes away from there. He's been racing there for God only knows how long. I'm not even sure, forever. So they actually do pretty well at that track, and they like to test there.
Great. Good stuff.
Yeah, so 2 weeks from this weekend is the national event in Epping. And Lebanon Valley is the weekend after the New
Week
England
after.
National.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
And then, good God, and then Maple Grove will be what, a week off, and then Maple Grove or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's something. It's craziness.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy for me, and I haven't even raced yet. I can't, like, you guys that go to every race, you got to be like,
I know. I feel
Ooh,
so
I would-
bad. I feel
I
so
wouldn't
bad
want to
for
pay
my
your
dad.
diesel bill, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
No.
no. I always
could-
tell my dad, as diesel prices keep going up, you better keep working.
They might think twice about you not having a job.
Yeah, they haven't brought that up yet, so I'm not gonna offer anything up, but it's crazy right now traveling. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, it stinks for some people because that's a huge expense. But
Yeah, I had a talk with Jerron about the expense of diesel,
mhm.
and I was crying like a baby about it. I'm like, oh, I mean, this is when it was $5 a gallon.
Yeah.
Screw this, I'm leaving my shit parked. I don't care if I go racing, and he goes, Pete, you got $100,000 motorhome, you got a $30,000 trailer, a $50,000 race car, you spend X amount of dollars on racing gas. The difference in diesel fuel is going to be like a couple $100 for the weekend. Are you really going to let that stop you from going racing? And I'm like, my motorhome's not worth $100,000. Leave me alone. And I hung up the phone. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, for you guys, it will definitely add up more because, I only go racing probably half a dozen times a year.
Mhm.
So what's it going to cost me? An extra $1,000 for the whole year, $1,500. I mean, it's not like you want to throw the money away. But it adds up. But for you guys that do a lot of traveling with a lot of vehicles, you don't throw every vehicle that you have in one trailer, right? The
Mhm.
whole family's going, everything's happening.
Yeah.
It's got to be pretty costly.
Yeah, it stinks they don't make like a trailer that could fit 3, 4.
73 cars.
We need 4 dragsters, 2 door cars, and then my Uncle Lee's comp car. So if we could fit all of that in one trailer, that would be great.
Yeah, boy, you're not kidding.
well,
Of
it's like
course,
with
if you found something that would pull that one trailer, it'd probably only get 2 miles to the gallon anyway. So
Yeah, it wouldn't make
Well,
sense.
it's like Letelier with all his factory stock cars. He's got a
Yeah.
tractor trailer.
Yep.
He just throws them all in that. I mean, granted, he lives up in the boondocks of Maine and needs it, so,
Yeah.
but, so one of the things that we kind of touched on at the beginning was the fact that you're doubling up in a sense this year. So for those that don't know, how come you have a certain black Super Street pickup in your possession nowadays?
So my sister recently got married and is pregnant and expecting a baby. So she gave up her truck for an amount of time because we don't know yet. So hopefully more than a year, but at least this season she gave up the truck. So I'll be racing her truck at all of the divisionals 100%. My dad is in his super comp car at the divisionals, and then all of the national events if I'm going and they have super street, I'll be in that. And if they have only super comp, I'll be in the dragster. But Taylor luckily gave me the chance to get in the truck because I wanted to be in the truck at first, but I really hadn't raced it. So when my dad bought a dragster, I was like, yeah, I'll race a dragster. I don't know anything different, but it is nice to be in the truck and everything's just slower. I'm learning. I'm not going 175. So it's just nicer. I can see the finish line. I can watch. I'm learning every round. I feel like I learned something new, and it's nice to be in that instead of the dragster all the time.
Now,
So do you- sorry,
I
Chris.
may have met you before. I honestly don't remember. Is there a size difference between you and your sister? You know, height wise or whatever. Did you have to make any like drastic changes to the truck?
No, Taylor and I are pretty much the same person. Just well, now she's pregnant, so we won't be the same size for that much longer. But no, other than that, we weigh just about the same and we're the same height.
Oh, okay.
So
So
my
you
dad
pretty much
didn't have to do anything.
just dive in it, latch
Yeah.
up and go.
Her seat cushion I use in the dragster. She used my seat cushion. So we're pretty much the same.
Cool. Now, last year, I think it was at Norwalk, if I remember right. You didn't have the grade points to run the national event. So she had the grade points to run it and ran your Super Comp car.
Yep. Taylor ran, so Vincent, her husband Vincent, ran the dragster a few times. I'm not sure which, he ran a national event, I think. He ran a few races in it. My dad ran some races in it. Taylor ran Norwalk and Maple Grove and actually won Maple Grove National, which was really cool. But yeah, I couldn't get in. I had no grade points whatsoever. So I ran Maple Grove Divisional and the Virginia double I got to do in the dragster last season.
Cool. Pete?
I'm I'm reading the comments, and Aunt Jackie is saying that you're forgetting you also have to share with your mom.
Oh yes, I forgot that. My mom 3 weeks ago went back in the truck and got her license in Super Gas too. So I'll definitely I will forfeit the truck to her. I think it's so cool that she's racing again. She can have it. I'll sit out a year. I think it's so cool that she's gonna get back into it.
Yeah, that is very cool. Is there like, do you have a dog that has a 990 license, or is there goldfish? Anyone in the family that doesn't race?
Nope. At one point, everybody raced something. All of my mom's sisters, except for Jackie, stopped because they all had kids. So they all had to, take the different route in life. But I think eventually my Aunt Barb, my mom's older sister, is going to get back into it too. Her boys are building a Super Comp car right now. So once that's all done, I mean, we all have our own cars, so our moms need to get back into it.
Hey, Pete, can I offer some advice for you?
For me?
With her saying that about her getting licensed,
Yep.
I think you need to face the facts you're screwed.
I'll tell you, if they made a wide body junior, I think I'd try and get back into that. So, Tori, you drive Super Comp, right? You're in the dragster, you go 890 for a weekend or however many weeks in a row.
Yep.
Then you get in the truck. Do you feel as though that gives you an advantage because everything is slowed down? Does it even feel that way to you?
So right now, I feel like I really can't judge it that well because I wasn't really in the dragster that much. And when I was, it was 3 weeks back to back. So when I eventually did get back in the truck, yes, it definitely felt slower, but I don't know. I think I can let you know tomorrow when I get back in the dragster. I'm sure I'll feel like I'm flying. So yeah, I'm sure once I get back in the truck, it'll be a little bit of an advantage because I will be going so much slower and have obviously more time to think and know what's going on in the race.
Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I have too much time to think. I got to start racing like a jet.
Yeah. It's like Jackie, she only has 5 seconds. You really can't do too much thinking.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Your
fantastic.
sister said it was a huge difference for me. I used to think the truck was broken.
I'm sure I'll probably think that too.
Yep. Cool.
Very cool.
All right, I have a
So-
couple of random questions I want to throw at you, Tori.
Go ahead.
Okay.
All right. We already covered that. I lack the ability to.
Think before I speak.
Fair enough.
Sometimes things just come out before I really thought about what I was saying.
All right, well, that leads into this. Are you the one that does the videos that torture your Aunt Jackie?
Yeah, Scare Jackie is me.
Bravo, bro. Bravo.
Thank you. That's a fan favorite.
My biggest fear is
My biggest fear is burning to death, which is really not, that's kind of weird, but that's my biggest fear.
all right, last one, I promise. My most embarrassing moment is
My most embarrassing moment. I can't think of one. I'm sure I embarrass myself all the time. Maybe Taylor and Jackie could help me here. What's
I was
a
just
time-
going to say, you
what's
know,
the
we
time
could
I've
get
been in
Taylor to
fair-
come on.
Yeah, I think my mom's watching too. Maybe she could help. I don't know. That's
I think I might know what it is.
what?
Don't say the phrase.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah.
But I don't know what I said.
The phrase that we still
I
don't
have
know
no
what
clue
it
what
is.
it was, but it was pretty bad apparently.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
apparently haven't said it though, because I haven't gotten a text that was like, "That's what you said."
No, and I'm pretty sure Taylor would have no fear about putting it in their comments. either.
Yeah, no.
I even hit up Taylor because I wanted to know what it was, and she said, "Honestly, I don't remember."
Yeah, she literally texted me. She was like, "I don't even know what it was, but don't say it." I was like, "Okay, I'll try."
All right, Pete, you're up.
So I have a couple weeks ago when Brandon Bernstein was on, I had to tell a Brandon Bernstein story. So I realized that I actually have a Tory story. Wow, that sounded pretty good, didn't it? Tory story. So I'm 99% sure we were at the media. It was last year.
Okay.
Okay. And you and your sister were talking trash to each other about who would have a better light for the second time trial or whatever it was.
Sounds like us.
So we all ran around, Super Street went, and then Super Comp went. And a couple hours went by. I think we were up for the next round. And I'm walking by you, and you're sitting in the golf cart. You're staring down at your phone. And I said, "Well," and you looked up at me. You didn't say a word. You looked up and went, and looked back down. That was it. I'm like, all right, well, I know how that one went.
Yeah, Taylor and I, when we normally have competitions like that, she normally does win. But when so this is a funny story actually. Jackie, when I was in juniors, I like breakfast sandwiches in the morning, and at the racetrack, they're always expensive, so we never get them. She would come up to me right before I was about to go down the track in juniors and say, "If you're 10 or better, I'll buy you a breakfast sandwich." And for some reason, I was always 10 or better when they would bet me. So it became like a joke, like, "Hey, if you're 10 or better, I'll give you $1, I'll give you $5, whatever." And in Charlotte, Taylor came up to me because my first time shot, I had Sean. It was a long tree. A lot of stuff was going on. We were both dead late. So I was a little nervous. Taylor came up to me second time shot and said, "I'll give you $5 if you're 20 or better." And I was like 16. And she was like, "Why does it take?" And I was like, "I don't know, but when you guys bet, I always do better. So keep betting me money."
Yeah, you got to do that every round. It could get expensive, but it'd be
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah.
All right. So, last question, and then I'll leave you alone. What's Tori's goal for this year? What will it take for you in October or the end of the year to say, "You know what? I did this and I had a damn good year"?
I think if my Uncle Sean tells me that he's proud of me and that he like thinks I learned something, I think that'll be an accomplishment, because Sean's very big into racing, but very also big into teaching us how to race. He doesn't want to just give us the tools. He wants us to learn from him and do it on our own. So I think if by the end of the year, Sean tells me like, you know, you did a good job, you got the computer down, you got all this down, I'll be happy.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm not a fortune teller, but if that's what you consider a good year, I'm pretty confident that you're going to have one.
I
Because
hope
I
so.
know that everyone in your family's proud of you, and so are we.
Thank
So
you.
give it hell, except for when you're next to me. And
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll get your goal, no problem at all.
Absolutely. All right, I do have to read this comment. Mind you, this is not me saying this. I mean, I am saying it, but it wasn't out of my mouth, so to speak. From Aunt Jackie. Bitch robbed my money more times than I can count.
Thank you, Jackie, for that comment. Yes. Very
Now, Jackie, if you're still listening, I apologize if I wasn't actually supposed to read that.
Hey, she put it in print.
Yeah, it's
That's
on there.
true. It's a legit, it's a legal document now.
Yes.
There we go.
Jackie and I do have a fun game of we ask Uncle Sean at almost every race to borrow $20 and then we never give him the change back. So we like to keep that money. And so I steal that money. And when I'm at work during the week, if Jackie's away racing or if I haven't seen her in like a week or two, I like to Venmo request her for lunch money and say like, because you haven't seen me or something. So I steal her money everywhere. We don't even have to be together and I'm still somehow getting money from her.
Don't even have to bet for it. You just get it anyway.
Yeah.
All right, I want to throw one last question at you. This is from last year at the Gators. You and Jackie I think it was you and Jackie had the same t-shirt on. And Alan Reinhart started talking about it on TV.
Yep.
Tell Pete the story.
So it was actually really funny. I was in Five Below getting a phone charger one day and they have a big shirt wall. And I just so happened to look up and I saw a shirt that said, "That's a terrible idea." And then below it, it said, "What time?" And I just instantly thought of Jackie and I, because that's so her and I. Somebody could say, "Let's go skydiving," and her and I are in, while Taylor and my mom are like, "You guys are crazy. We wouldn't do that." So I got us the shirts and I said, "We have to wear these at the racetrack. They're perfect." So we wore them at the baby Gators and Alan Reinhart noticed them. And it was funny because it is an actual representation of me and Jackie and our relationship.
Fair
Very
enough.
cool.
Give us one last thought, Tori.
I just hope everybody, Pete included, I hope we have a good racing season. I hope we don't get next to each other. And I just hope everybody stays safe.
I got to tell you, every time we interview someone in your family, obviously including you, it's never a disappointment. You guys are the best. We enjoy having you on, which is pretty obvious by how often we have one of you guys on. But thank you for taking the time.
Thank you guys so much.
I hope that you exceed all your goals this year. Same goes for the rest of your family. As long as you're all happy with second, so that I could get first, that'd be great. But seriously, have a safe, happy, successful year. And with any kind of luck, we will be seeing you in a couple of weeks out there.
Yep, absolutely. We'll see you at New England for the national, the divisional, and see you at the Valley for the divisional.
Yeah, perfect. See you guys there.
All right,
All right,
Tori.
thanks
Thank you
for coming
so
on,
much for
Tori.
coming on and hanging out.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a good night.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Tori Iacono, everybody. That was cool.
That family never disappoints, do they?
Nope. Nope, not at all. Great group of people. Proud to know them.
Again, I'm not trying to be rude. I am going to my private
Oops.
message from Kenny Van Gorder so that I could announce the Nesson results from this weekend.
Not Nesson, Nessa. You said Nesson. Like
Did
New
I?
England Sports Network.
I was
yeah.
going to say, I know there's something that's Nesson. Yeah, Nessa.
Nessa.
It's been a long day, buddy.
Oh, God.
Long Monday. So this past weekend kicked off the first two races. They raced on Saturday and Sunday for the Northeast Super Street Association at Lebanon Valley. And we have the results for you. The number one qualifier for Saturday was Ray Butler. And the number one qualifier for Sunday was Shawn Nichols. Two names actually, that if you follow this association at all, you hear them quite frequently. Shawn took your money and ran 1090 with a 0 on Sunday. No one got the money on Saturday, so I believe he got $50 on Sunday because it rolled over. The winner of the Saturday race was Mike Falcone, and Ray Butler was the runner-up. And then our buddy Al Owens won on Sunday, with Shawn Nichols being the runner-up. And they had a decent car count, considering the temperature up there was pretty chilly this weekend. But they got both races off. It was a success, and I look forward to showing up at some of them later on in the year.
Very cool. Congratulations, everybody. Take my money, please.
Yeah.
All right. So before we went on, excuse me, before we went on the air, we were talking about the entry list specifically for New England.
Yes.
Let me throw this out to you, obviously, and anybody else that's still listening. If you are listening and you want to comment, please do it in the comment section on the Facebook page. What class would you like to see at the national event at New England, and which one would you like to see dropped? Obviously, we know they're not going to drop fuel cars in any way, shape, or
Right.
form.
Right.
Or would you like to see certain classes rotated every year?
So I don't know, and I'm sure there's people out there that do, but I don't know how they pick what classes go up there every year. Excuse me. Like they don't have comp this year.
Right.
Did they have comp last year? Is that on a rotating schedule? Do they never have comp there?
If memory serves me correctly, they had comp at the very least the first year.
Okay.
Maybe more, I don't remember, but I remember talking with Frank Aragona.
Yep.
And he had, his fleet of comp cars there. The first, pretty sure it was the first year.
Yeah, I know that I've raced this event where they did not have pro stock, but this year they do.
Yes,
No pro stock motorcycle, if I'm correct.
correct.
Okay. I believe that the years that they didn't race pro stock, they either had Nitro Harleys or they had Mountain Motor Pro stock. So, I mean, listen, my idea of a perfect national event is being there for 6 days, having perfect weather, and having every single class that you could possibly run.
Right.
I know I could tell you that the last time I was there that they didn't have pro stock, I was disappointed because I love pro stock. I ever since Rich Prizer got involved with comp, I've been paying a lot more attention to it, and now I'm fascinated by it. So I'm going to be a little sad that that's not there this year. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they pick and choose. Obviously, they all sit down in the beginning of the year and figure all this out.
Right.
I would assume it's like on some sort of a rotation.
Right. Right, because I'm looking at it now, we have obviously, like I said, you have fuel, you have top fuel dragster, fuel funny car, pro stock, excuse me, super stock, super comp, super gas, super street, and top sportsman. And again, as we talked about prior to coming on, the only class that's at 100%, which isn't a surprise, is stock eliminator.
Right.
I mean, you can fill them out. You can fill up stock eliminator running at the airport 3 miles from my house.
Without a doubt.
Right. See, but in Top Fuel, you have 13 entries. Fuel Funny Car, 13. Pro Stock, 18. Super Stock, on a quota of 60, there's 31. Stock, again, 100%. Super Comp, on a quota of 60, there's 40. Super Gas, on a quota of 60, there's 14. Super Street, quota of 45, there's 32. Top Sportsman, and I'm actually kind of surprised that Top Sportsman is this low, because this is kind of top sportsman, top dragster country in, in the Northeast.
Yeah, especially since I believe Epping has their own Top Sportsman program too, don't they?
Yes. Yeah, Ed Ionati's
Right,
top sportsman program. And it's actually he's paying pretty good money.
Right.
And they have started Top Dragster this year. But Top Sportsman on a quota of 36 has 10 cars. I mean, granted, so let's see, it's the Monday prior, so the Thursday, whatever, however the count, actually I got it right in front of me. So third, so basically Memorial Day Monday is when it should close.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's the first weekend in June is the
Right.
actual event.
Right.
So
right.
May 30th, it should close. Maybe they'll do it on Tuesday because it's a holiday, but whatever. It'll be interesting to see the last minute dash if there is one,
Right.
because when we talked about the middle of last week, I think, online, it was at 223. It's at 231, so it's crept up a little bit.
Yep.
And I know when I went to work at noontime today, stock was at 61. Now it's dropped down to 60.
Right.
So,
It's just you wonder. It sure would be nice if we had a year where there wasn't a what if, right? What if COVID wasn't around? What if diesel fuel wasn't $6.50 a gallon? I
Right.
mean, these promoters and track owners and NHRA people or whatever sanctioning body is out there, at some point, it sure would be nice if we caught a break and we could just have no virus, $3 a gallon fuel, no rain every single weekend. It just, I mean, with all these like Tori said earlier, with all these tracks closing and everything, at some point someone has to catch a break.
Right.
But it's getting old. It's getting
oh,
old.
it is. What's cool though, in the Northeast, I will say this, and you've probably seen me post it. New Oxford Dragway,
Yes.
putting a ton of money into that place.
Yep.
They just repaved it. They ground it, repaved it, and did a ton of other improvements. And for I say only eighth mile, but I think that's going to become one of the premier, probably outlaw tracks in the Northeast.
Well,
Really do.
and that's one of those tracks. It's like whenever I think of Oxford Plains, I think of Island Dragway.
Yeah.
In that you don't often hear of a track that closes for a year or more and then reopens. And Oxford did that, and Island did that. And it's kind of like it's a feel good story, because how often, usually when the door closes, it never reopens.
Right.
And the fact that those two tracks were able to pull that off, and not only pull it off, but you're hearing a lot of good things. It's not like you hear about it, but oh yeah, they're open, but I would never go there. That's not the case. I mean, Oxford's doing a lot of stuff. I know a lot of people that race at Island and have a good time. It's nice to hear stories like that where they reopen and the management's good and they get the job done.
Since I've gotten back into this stuff, 7-8 years ago now, whatever, it seems like the biggest problem with Island, and again, I'm in New Hampshire, they're in New Jersey, never been there, is that they end up underwater 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah, that I don't know. I raced there once. I raced a national open there, and I was lucky enough to win. So that ironically is the only track that I'm undefeated at. Which is probably one of the reasons why I never went back, because I don't want to tarnish my perfect record there, you know. But yeah, I don't know that I've heard that. You know, it could be an issue. I mean, I know there was a time where Lebanon Valley would have a Noah's Ark type flood once every year, once every couple of years, but you know, it's just that these big land masses are subject to that stuff.
Yep. From Corey Prindle, Oxford has done that multiple times. We got some phenomenal people up here, great racing and great people. You know, I mean, I went to Oxford 100 years ago when I was a little kid. You know, it was a whole different gig back then, but watching what, you know, Les and his crew up there is doing is pretty cool.
I have a very good friend of mine who has property that's about a half a mile away from there. And we've hung out at the summer home on the beach, and you
Yeah.
could hear the cars running. And I actually brought my car up there and I raced once up there too.
Nice.
Pretty cool. I mean, it's, you know, it's not a Bruton Smith type facility, but you also don't go there expecting it to be that way.
Right.
You know, you get that home feeling when you're there, and the place hooks. I mean, you don't often hear of people complaining about traction there. I remember at one point there was a guy up there working the starting line, and he would downright get mad if you walked on his starting line. He would shoot you a look or tell you to get off his surface, and he was adamant about it, and the place worked very well.
Yep. That was the racetrack that made Bob Bear a household name.
Oh, okay.
The Speedway. Corey said that was Norm Long that did that, Pete.
Yep.
But yeah, he owned Oxford Plains Speedway, obviously home to the Oxford 250, and then the Dragway. You know, it's all on one property,
Right.
and then sold that. But then Briar Motorsports Park, now New Hampshire Motor Speedway. So, I mean, like I said, from the pictures I've seen, it's a couple people that I've talked to up there, Corey being one of them, and Crystal Lancaster. You know, they're just doing some good stuff up there. So it's nice to see, you know, like you and Tori both said, yeah, we're surrounded by, oh, this one's going out this week, that one's going out
Right.
the end of this year. You know, a little mom and pop drag strip in the middle of Maine
Yep.
doing good stuff.
Yeah, no doubt.
So what else you got, Pete?
I got nothing for you, buddy. What
Got
time is it
nothing?
anyway? Let me see.
It's time for you.
Oh,
to
it's
take a
8 o'clock.
shower.
I almost,
time-
I almost heard my soap operas fire up upstairs.
I'm gonna say it's shower, it's tubby and television time for Pete.
Tubby and television. I kind of like, how did you like Tori's story?
Which one?
Just the title,
The
Tori
whole-
story.
Oh, the Tory story. Oh,
Right?
the comment you mean? The
Yeah.
Tory story thing. That was good. We're gonna mark that one down.
I think from now
That-
on,
that could be a-
we gotta call it the Tori story, even if it doesn't involve Tori.
You know what we should do? I don't know if she's still listening or not. Should get a picture of her. Or her, you know what? Of her dragster.
Yeah.
Put like Tory on it. And then Tory story. We should
It's now time for Tori story. Then we gotta have the screen like,
gotta figure out how to do that. I need somebody way smarter than me.
well, you know,
Way
you just
smarter than-
get something in the background and just put it up when we tell the story.
All right, I'll have my executive director of design stuff work on that.
We
Maybe
might-
can tell
we
them how
might
we
have to-
make it-
We gotta get approval so we don't infringe on any copyright. So we're gonna have to call Tori and ask her if that's okay.
We know, we got people.
I like it. Tori story.
Tory
That's
story,
catchy.
yeah. I like it. It's kind of like
Good
you
stuff.
and the, what was it? Hold on.
Yeah,
let
when
me-
shit gets
very
bright,
quickly.
I'd leave.
Very, very quickly. Hold on. I don't even know if
Are you
I still have that. Oh, this one. Project.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So. All right, so Tori Iacono was our guest tonight. Pretty awesome conversation. I thought pretty funny. It's always nice to talk to the Iacono / Frick family.
Absolutely.
Great group of people and enjoy the hell out of them. So, and coming up next week, we are going to have joining us from the West Coast. We're going to get a little bit of a different look at it. She was in Charlotte, racing Top Dragster. Of course, I'm talking about Peyton Janik, going to be on with us. So, had a great night, had a great
Excellent.
conversation, and I think we're going to pack it up, ship it out, and
Call it a week.
call it a week. We will be back next Monday night, live in a, well, I will. He'll be on. Thinking of Tory stories.
Yeah.
So, but listen, everybody, have a great night. If you're traveling to Virginia, stay safe, have fun, spend a lot of money, keep everybody happy. And we'll have results for you next Monday night.
Dynamite.
All right.
As always, it's a pleasure.
All right, my friend, I'll talk to you soon. We only talk like 47 times a week. So,
At least.
all right, everybody, have a great night. We'll talk to you soon. Again, Tori, thank you for your time coming on, hanging out with us, and the entire Frick family. And actually, we got to add the Nobile family in
Yeah.
as well.
We got the Frick. Nobody. Yeah, we got to figure out alphabetical order. So we say it.
So, Iacono
F-I-N.
Iacono
Finn.
freaking Nobile.
Hold on. Frick, Iacona, Nobile, Finn,
There we go.
the Finn family.
There you go.
Gets them all in. We got Tori's story and Finn family. I mean, we're killing it tonight.
Oh, we are. We are miracles of modern thinking.
Have a good week, my friend.
All right, Pete, we'll talk to you soon. Everybody
See you
have a great
soon.
night. Like I said, if you're headed to Virginia, stay safe, have fun, race hard, wheels up all the way. We're out of here. See ya.